Designer babies still get scabies. A small book of mostly silly poetry. Designer babies still get scabies. Herpes, typhoid, mumps, and rabies. Sure, they might get all the ladies, but designer babies still get scabies. It seems to me just a little crazy shopping for the DNA of your baby like you'd pick a dress or pluck a daisy. It may even be a little bit lazy to declare, "Scientists will save me!" instead of, "Look at all the gifts God gave me." Alexander the Terrible. Have you heard of Alexander the Terrible? Good God, history can be unbearable. It seems the more a man kills and hates, the more likely it is that we call him great. But no man in history, rich or poor, ever became great by making war, destroying cultures and stealing land, and claiming that it's all God's plan. Columbus backstabbed a bunch of his friends, so now we all get 3-day weekends. And since today a troll took control, everything's like the Wild West and rock and roll. More guns, more golf, more groping, more coal. But what about that little democracy you stole? Don't you even have a soul? There's more to life than power and control. So if you want history that's more honest and shareable, I say we call him Alexander the Terrible. The Fluffernutter. I asked her if she wanted a fluffernutter. She looked at me and said, "A fluffer-water?" I said, "A fluffernutter. It's simply a marshmallow sandwich with peanut butter." She suddenly started to drool, shake, and shudder. Thinking about that marshmallow sandwich with peanut butter, I'd be perfectly content living in a gutter or in a tiny shack packed with clutter. I'd even consider adopting a wicked stutter just to have my fill of that wonderful fluffernutter. When people ask me how I met my wife in this wacky, crazy mess of a life, I say, well, if you really want to know how I got her, my wonderful, talented, and gorgeous lover, the truth is, it was that delicious fluffernutter, stuffed with marshmallow fluff and chunky peanut butter. The Consumers. There's more to life, I presume, than to consume, filling our bellies noon to noon, blowing our bodies up like balloons, trashing billions of plastic spoons, sitting scared in our cocoons. Idolizing greedy, disgusting tycoons, using oceans as petrochemical spittoons, making dumps of all the lagoons, treating rivers like our bathrooms. Spewing smoke out by the plume, turning dinosaurs to dirty fumes, testing poisons on baby baboons, murdering whales with rusty harpoons, sniping all the endangered loons, fracking every last prairie and dune, shooting rockets straight to the moon, firing fireworks from June to June, hoping we're all immune to the reckoning that looms. Fierce hurricanes and unprecedented monsoons. Deadly wildfires and Cat 5 typhoons. Heat waves cook every plum to prune, while we get sloshed and sloppy at saloons, swallowing deep-fried crab rangoons on our infinite honeymoons. Companies and capitals ruled by goons, sacred rituals and corporate ballrooms, $10,000 slave labor suits on all the grooms, shopping for new shoes every afternoon, nibbling manufactured plastic macaroons, sucking coke by the tablespoon, believing political cartoons, recruiting more platoons, electing more buffoons, hypnotized by the croon of atomic warheads that go boom. At this rate, we'll be marooned and dragooned on Mars or Neptune, which would be inopportune. But friends, it's not all doom and gloom. Buffoons will be lampooned when I'm in the room. You see, we've all been groomed to believe we live in a vacuum, but our reality wears a costume. If we just plant flowers and let them bloom, swap fast food for our favorite legumes, ditch toxic chemicals in food and perfumes, get more heart in the boardrooms, more love in our bedrooms, grow a few backyard heirlooms, feed kids veggies in the lunchrooms, teach some truth in the classrooms, we'll see there's more to life from womb to tomb than to consume.